We go. Everything's going great. All right. If you could try to do as many of these by yourself as possible, that would be great. If you don't know them, because either you weren't here or you forgot, just leave room and we'll go over it. Okay? Give you a couple of minutes to do this. give you another minute or so. Is there anything of these 9 you're not sure of or questions about? Or? Yes.
What's a subsidy?
Who's got that? Anyone know what a subsidy is?
Is that when like the government gives you money because they want you to do something? Is that what that was?
Yeah. So like if the government wants farmers to grow more corn, they'll give them money as incentives. It's almost like an incentive. Government feels education's important, so it subsidizes your college education with FAFSA and scholarships. And they give you this lovely education for free. Not really, you pay tons of taxes, but that's all they can get.
What is the A and the N in rat nest?
The A in rat nest, it's the one we'll talk about the least all year.
It's alternative production.
And Sherry, that would be I can make sweaters or I can make short sleeve shirts. I'm gonna make the one that makes me the most money.
I don't know any of the shifters for 3 or 4.
For 3 or 4?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's take demand first for you, okay? All right, so timer is the acronym. Who can give me T?
Technology.
No. All right, I'm gonna give you a chance to get T again. Oh, yes, you do.
Give me a hint.
Who can give her a hint?
I like Boston cream donuts.
Why do you think she likes Boston cream donuts?
Oh, it's taste and preference.
Yes.
I was like, what are you talking
Okay, so we got taste for T. Who's got the I?
Income.
Income. M.
Market.
Market size. E, and E is going to be for supply and demand,
Expectation.
expectations, and R,
related goods?
okay. And by related goods, you mean?
Like complimentary and like stuff.
Compliments and what? You know,
Supplement.
when a teacher's absent, what comes in?
Substitute.
Substitutes. Compliments and substitutes. Okay? So that's timer, taste, income, market size, expectation, related goods. All right, rat nest, who no matter what I say, everyone always forgets. It's like someone here should just go, I'm going to get him. I'm going to just stay home and memorize this. So when he says everyone forgets it, I'll go, boom, rat nest. R.
Resource prices.
What'd you say?
Resource prices.
Resource prices. Okay, resource prices meaning anything that makes, so like for a shirt, it could be the cotton, but the big resource price is usually labor. All right, R, A. Drew, I forgot, what is it?
Alternative production.
Alternative production. T. Okay,
That's the one that I got wrong.
you have to get
Technology.
technology.
I was gonna say taste and preference.
All right, so we have resource, alternative production, technology, N.
Number of sellers.
Number of sellers. You got E, expectations again. S, we went over.
Subsidy.
And subsidies, just to give you, it's rare that I could say this, but a subsidy can always shift supply to the right. And then the T, for something Americans hate, taxes. And that will always shift supply to the left. Okay? All right, anything else up there that, yes?
Equilibrium.
Okay, let's see, can I find this? Yes, great.
What's the understand?
All right, your equilibrium is where supply crosses demand, okay? So where quantity supplied and quantity demand will be the same. It's like the sweet spot, so there is your equilibrium. Anything else here that you don't feel perfectly good with? I didn't hear you.
10 stores in the mall.
Oh,
didn't even
sure.
see that.
Yeah, I don't think it was up there.
It wasn't. Okay, so I tell you why I do this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, with you guys, it's a small group, so I don't have to worry, are you done or not? But I don't know 10 stores in the mall either, so. But we're gonna get back to shopping, so it was. Okay, so you're good with everything else? All right. There was just the equilibrium. I just put this in case anyone had a choice. We did it last week. But if anything above the equilibrium, you're always going to have a surplus. Why? Because the law of supply says when price goes up, we're going to want to supply more. And the law of demand says when price goes up, quantity demanded is less. So you could always have more goods than you have a demand for. And then the market pressure is going to get you back down to the equilibrium. Okay? And we went over this last week, but just as a quick review. And then I'm going to just go the other way. Anytime you're below the equilibrium, you're going to have a shortage. And again, for the same reasons. The law of demand says when price goes down, quantity demand increases. And you see it increases here from 30 to 50. But when price goes down, the law of supply says quantity supply goes down. So people don't want to supply at this low price because they're not making money, so they only supply 20, the demand is for 50, and you have a shortage, okay? And you see that, and we'll talk about this later in the year, when government puts in these price ceilings, like controlled rent control. It seems like it's a good thing, and it's helping poor people. And in the heart, I think politicians are trying to do the right thing, except two things happen. People who don't want to build more apartments because they're not making enough money. And the second thing is, they almost like let the apartments go to hell because they're not making money. So you're getting less apartments to rent because they don't want to buy more. More people wanting those apartments, and sometimes it leads to more of a homeless situation than if they would have just left things alone. Okay, so that's there. Now let's go. All right, so shifting. All right, and this is what you end up doing a lot, and I'm going to go over this a little, and then I'm going to try to give you some practice on it. But there are three like kind of easy steps. The first is before the change. So that's just drawing the supply and demand like I would have here. You draw supply, demand, price, quantity, and then the equilibrium. And I'll just put some numbers here. So that's the first thing. You just draw the supply and demand. Now, from the bottom of the AP College Board Heart, they usually give you a point for just doing that. Because they're just so nice and not really. You just take them. All right, then label the original. Like I put numbers there, but you could put P and Q for price and quantity. But you need to get all your labels. So you'd have like P, Q here, S and demand. And that would be it. All right, then the change. So when they give you the scenario, and I'm going to give you one and then we'll practice on some again, what does it affect? Is it time or is it rat nest? Is it supply or is it demand? That's the first thing you got to kind of get your head around. The second is, what's the determinant? Like, is it income? Is it market size? Is it alternative production? Is it a subsidy? Is it a tax? So you get that. And then draw the increase or decrease. Okay? And then the third thing is, after the change, label the new equilibrium, and I'll show you that in a second. What happens to price, increase or decrease? what happens to quantity, increase or decrease? Okay, so I want to say to you, all year I'll say this, if you could get the graphs, I think if all you knew were the graphs stone cold, you could probably just get a high B or an A in the, you might even get an A if that's all you knew.